The New York Jets restructured CJ Mosley's contract, and we're going to talk about what that means. Hey guys, what's going on? Matt O'Leary here, back with another video. We're going to be getting into what it means for the New York Jets now that they restructured CJ Mosley's contract. Before we get started today, you guys know where to follow me now. At least you should. Matt O'Leary NY on social media. You can also check out the Just Jets podcast. We got one more episode on Monday, then we move into the midweek show because it is the NFL season, baby. I cannot wait. Please make sure to subscribe. Okay, so the Jets create essentially pretty close to $12 million in cap space by converting, it was like $14.88 million of CJ Mosley's base salary into signing bonus. So what does that mean? That also adds 2 voidable years to the contract. So I'll pull up what the contract looks like now, and it looks a little bit different, obviously. His cap hit for the 2022 season is now down to $5.596 million, which is drastically different from what we were used to with CJ Mosley. He was someone who was getting who was going to have a massive cap hit this year that they really couldn't get out of. Now, when people first saw this, they thought, oh my God, this looks atrocious, because it also adds his cap hit for the next 2 years after that at $21.476 million. And then again at $21.476 million. And then you got the 2 void years that have, essentially the $5.95 million. So it would have been a $6 million cap hit on a voidable year. And then the last voidable year, no money against the cap. But people think like, oh my God, CJ Mosley, like, you're not going to be able to get out of that contract. You got to keep it now. And Mosley well into his 30s. More likely than not, CJ Mosley is going to get cut next year. Now, it is very, very different depending on when they cut him. So if they cut him pre-June 1st, which obviously doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to do, the Jets would only really save $6.6 million in that first year and still be hit with essentially almost $15 million of dead cap money. That is not great. But if you designate the cut for post-June 1st, that is a very, very, very different look on that deal, because then you would be saving in 23 and 24 $17 million, and your dead money would only be 4.476. So obviously there's a little bit of dead money there, but right now Joe Douglas has got this team to a point where they don't really have a ton of dead money on their cap. And what this does is it creates, as I said, essentially $12 million of cap space for you to use now. And the Jets still have a couple of issues right now that they need to get worked out. They have desperately need a backup tackle. When you look at what they have right now, they moved on from Chuma Edoga. Connor McDermott's hurt and not trustworthy. Max Mitchell's here, but he's a rookie. You probably want a veteran guy behind there. Dwayne Brown was supposed to be that, right? But then Mekhi Becton gets hurt, so Dwayne Brown's going to step in as a starter. So if, God forbid, one of those guys goes down, the Jets are in some bad shape at the offensive tackle spot. Now, the other position that people are going to point to is safety. And I would tend to agree with them because, yes, Jordan Whitehead is someone who, like, you trust and you say, okay, that one makes a ton of sense. You don't have to worry about strong safety, but free safety, good Lord. Okay, you have LaMarcus Joyner, who's a veteran, who at one point was very good, but hasn't played a whole lot over the last few years. And even the last time he was like relatively healthy, he was playing slot corner. So it's been a little while here since he's played free safety. And beyond that, you lost Jason Pinnock, who was someone who I thought the Jets were very high on, but you have Ashton Davis kicking around. You also have, I'm going blank on his name, the undrafted free agent, who the Jets decided to keep on the roster. So there's really not a ton there. So I would look to see if maybe the Jets are going to be a little bit on the active side, trying to land someone who can come in and help and provide some depth. Now, some people say that the Jets aren't going to do anything right now and they're going to wait it out. And if they suffer an injury, maybe they'll be able to sign someone during the season. And that's why Joe Douglas wanted that cap space. You have kind of two sides of the aisle. You're saying, okay, now the Jets have the space to do something before the season starts. And then you have the people who are saying, okay, well, now the Jets have the space to do something mid-season if there's injuries. So there's two ways that Joe Douglas could approach this. One of those two ways. But realistically, while yes, this really changes some things going forward, it really, in my opinion, doesn't really change the plan. I think the Jets are still moving on from CJ Mosley after this year. Again, I like him. I like him a lot. He's not obviously what he was in 2019 when the Jets brought him in. This is his age 30 season. He's going to be 31 in 2023. And I probably more than likely do not want to have to pay him $21.5 million for his age 31 and 32 season. That just does not seem to, it doesn't sit well with me. I don't think he would be worth that. He wasn't worth the $17 million cap hit that he was going to get. At 5.5 or 5.6, essentially, if you round it, yeah, that's more than fine. And that creates you some opportunities now to make some moves if need be. So let me know in the comments below what you think the Jets are going to be able to do now that they restructured this deal with CJ Mosley. I think it was smart from Joe Douglas. The Jets really don't restructure deals very often, but this was a good decision to do. So sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe here if you are new. I'll catch you next time.